Tonight is Friday, October the 25th, 2013. I'm going to show you something here that I'm going to build. I've been wanting to do this for 40 years, and I think I got the time and to do it now. And I'm open for constructive criticism if you think I'm absolutely nuts. First of all, I have two audio output transformers. This guy and this guy. I have some scales down here. I was going to show you what they weigh, but they weigh 35 pounds a piece. Many years ago, back when I ran AM, amplitude modulation, on my ham radio, I used two of these. I put this one and this one together. This is the primary. These are secondary windings. Primary over here, secondary over here. I put the primary of one to a pair of 4-400s, and then I would adjust the taps between the two secondaries, and then of course the other high impedance winding, which would be the other, what we would think of as the primary of the first one. It's got a high impedance winding and a bunch of low impedance taps. High impedance winding and a bunch of low impedance taps. I juggle the low impedance taps around, and I could get a pretty good match between a pair of 4-400 modulators, and I modulated a Class C 4-400 in AM. I also put a diode and a resistor across it so that the diode was reverse biased so that it would help load the negative cycle. They called it ultra modulation back in those days. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, I got tired of people telling me that I had carrier on my signal. Anyway, that's a long story. It's probably not important. But anyway, what I've always thought about doing is building one serious audio amp. And I got all the parts. So why shouldn't I? These are the 4-400s. I can use some 813s. I got lots of this stuff. Fortunately, there'd be a pair of 4-400. Actually, what I think I'm going to use is this pair of 3-400Zs right here. I think I'm going to use these. They want a, well, here's the data sheet. This data sheet. They want 3,000 volts on the plate. No grid voltage, so that makes it really handy. I only got to have one power supply. 200 milliamps, 600 milliamps. Grid current. Takes 26 watts to drive it. Something that come right out of a music amp. 9,500 ohm plate with 1,300 watts output. What do you think? A pair of these little guys right here. Aren't they beauties? See how big they are? It's kind of hard to judge sometimes the size of things without something that makes sense next to them. A pair of those guys. I just put these 4-400s in there for right now. Actually, these are not even 4-400s. These are PL175As. I got a lot of 4-400s. These are pentodes. Well, I'm not going to use these. I just use these like for modeling, if you want to call it that. And also, I got another one over here you might like. These are the 3-400Zs. This is a 3-1000Z. This is the big brother. I only got one of these, so that would be a little outrageous. I don't remember what you can get out of a pair of 3-1000Zs, but it's something pretty stupid amounts. Several kilowatts. 1.3 kilowatts for a pair of these little guys. That'll be loud enough, huh? And here's the power transformer I use. I got another power transformer. This one is 2,000 volts at 700 milliamps. Intermittent duty. Got a big choke. I don't think I'm going to use a choke. Here's an 800, 500 milliamp choke. Is this crazy or what? But now I've thought about if I just drive it with this transformer right here, plate, 8 ohms to plate, push-pull plates. You just put it in backwards. Push-pull plates to 8 ohms, and this way I put 8 ohms to. And I drive push-pull grids, center tap grounded, no bias volts. All I need is 3,000 volts, which I can get from here. 3,000 volts into a bridge, and a few other components on here, of course. I've got all the components. I got everything I need. Anyway, I think that's what I'm going to do. So if you've got any comments that might help me, I'm open to them. If you think I'm just nuts, well, that may be, but I think I'm going to try it. This is not out of my league. I've actually used 400s and these transformers before, so I've built kilowatt modulators. It's just this time I want to drive a speaker instead of turning the impedance back around and modulating the plate of a Class C amp. So there you go. If nothing else, I think it's fun to look at all these old tubes and think about this stuff. There we go. Wish I had a pair of those. I don't know what I'd do with them.